Hey Phantomaniacs, welcome to the newest unboxing here on the Needless Things YouTube channel. Today we are taking a look at part of NECA's Haul-a-thon, which started a few weeks ago. This is a figure I never even imagined having that means a lot to me. Kirby from the original Mirage Comics Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles series. If you don't know, the original series featured solo issues for each of the turtles as sort of interstitials between storyline stuff and Donatello's solo story. Well, it opens with Raph in the shower, which I'm sure is a variant that NECA will get to one of these days, given enough time. But in this, the turtles are living in April's apartment, and Donatello ends up meeting one of the neighbors. Remember this guy? He'll come back in a minute. I think it's the same one. No, that might be something different. So anyway, this was my introduction to Jack Kirby, really. I'm sure I'd seen his art before, and obviously I had seen his characters throughout my lifetime. But reading this as a 12 or 13-year-old, this was my first exposure to Jack Kirby without realizing that it was my first exposure to Jack Kirby. The character of Kirby is based on Jack Kirby, and obviously you can tell from his artistic style that they are absolutely... Let's see, let's go through the portal here. Oh, here we go. This is the guy that comes with the figure. But this is all very Jack Kirby art. So anyway, that is where this character came from. That's why I was so excited to get the Donatello figure that came with this arm blaster deal. This is just huge, and the fact that NECA does these kind of deep cuts like this is very exciting to me. So now let's take a look at Kirby, who is based on the King. I love the Mirage packaging, how identifiable it is. It uses the old school logo on the front. You've got the little character images on the sides. Back of the box, you got some product shots, and of course at the bottom, all the credits, which is fantastic. And this has information about the use of Jack Kirby's image is used with permission granted by the Rosalind Kirby Trust. All other rights reserved, 2023. So this isn't just based on the art in the comic. They actually licensed the use of Jack Kirby's image for this figure, which is fantastic. For more information about Jack Kirby, please visit the Jack Kirby Museum and Research Center, kirbymuseum.org. And to support the Kirby for Heroes program, please visit www.heroinitiative.org. So there's more to this figure than just, oh look, it's a cool figure from Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. It's the figure itself, you know, just as much as the character in the issue was, the figure itself is a tribute to Jack Kirby. And again, NECA is the kind of company that does that kind of stuff. And that's one of the reasons I love them. The cardboard, this is worth mentioning, although I personally don't care about it a bit. The cardboard on all this packaging is getting thinner and thinner and thinner. I open everything, so I don't care. As a matter of fact, I go as thin as you want. And at the end of the day, if you want to make these products available on NECA's website and ship them to me in a plastic bag, I don't care. No, don't make it a plastic bag, a paper bag, right? Okay. Get all that out of the way. And we do have some plastic tabs, although I love it when they're able to do the accessories like this with just the single piece on top. Oh, it's got another tab there. I don't think I need to cut that one. And these are nice and loose, so I'm not going to present a whole lot of problems getting the figure out of there. Some of the ways these things are angled drives me crazy. And if you need yourself some little... These aren't technically nippers, because nippers have blades that line up. These are still like a form of scissors, but they're just great. They're easier to use than full-size scissors. for this kind of thing. And from time to time, I remember to put a link to these in the comments. So go check that out if you're interested in your own very efficient, oh my gosh, scissor situation for opening figures. Look at this. Way too many tabs. NECA, come on with the tabs. It's out of control here. It's ridiculous. Look, there's 2 more up here. Good Lord. It's going to get to the point where I'm spending so much time with these stupid tabs that I'm going to start feeling like I need to cut it or do a fast forward while I cut through the tabs. And I'm sure some of you are sitting there thinking, well, you should already be doing that. And you're probably not wrong. But time is money. No, back on the old time is money kick, eh? Not back on it. Still on it. Name that reference, viewers. Name that reference. Okay, finally. After cutting through what seemed like hundreds of little plastic tabs, so we've already got this piece. It came with one of the Donatello figures. I already have this. I don't think it came in the 4-pack though, because that barely came with any extra accessories. So now I'm trying to figure out where this came from. But I'm glad to have another one. Multiple hands, of course, because that's what we do now with our action figures. Let's take a look at all these accessories. I'm terrified of losing the pencil with the little stone on it. So here is the Kirby action figure. We're going to go ahead and do a little zoom here. With a beautiful portrait of the king. And I love this comic book style, all this dark shading and everything that they do. He's got his little sweater vest on, which he shares so many parts with Baxter Stockman, and there's no reason he shouldn't. But it's just funny, they came out right around the same time, and it wasn't until I bought them that I realized, which, by the way, the Baxter Stockman review is coming soon. It wasn't until I got home and looked at him and I was like, oh, wait a minute. This all looks familiar. He's got those weird NECA double joints that look like they don't look terrible. They confound me a bit with how acceptable they are because they're really weird. But they've worked them into the aesthetics of the figure, into the profile of the figure, in such a way that they don't bother me. And yet I want to not like them. That's a me thing. That's not a NECA thing. So he's got a waist joint that just turns, but he's got his sweater, so there's no problem there covering it up. The shirt, or the torso portion, is a separate soft plastic piece. There's articulation underneath. It feels like there's even a little torso articulation, but I mean, how much action do you need out of Kirby? And then, as I've said before, NECA is getting better and better and better with this waist piece that they do, or crotch piece, whatever. It's never going to be invisible, but I do feel like they're doing good things with streamlining it, I guess. He's got the double jointed knees. All this articulation, in my opinion, is not necessary for this figure, but I know people need it. People are hooked on more articulation than is necessary, and that's totally fine. I've got the joint down here, which basically just looks like, black socks. That's fine. Standard modern ankle joint. Oh, actually, that's interesting. So it's not quite a standard modern ankle joint, because on most modern figures, the peg is angled into the foot like that. But this one, the peg is going straight down into the shoe. So you don't have that lateral movement that most modern figures have. Again, how much articulation does this guy really need? But just worth pointing out. So he looks absolutely fantastic. Let's take a look at his accessories. We already pretty much looked at the blaster that he draws and gets to Donatello. It's a nice piece, slides right over the turtle arm, or, presumably, if you're so inclined. Let's see. Here is the sketch from the end of the issue. Actually, let's look at it. Get a little production crud on top of the notebook there. That's going to scrape right off. That's not a big deal. So let's... I put the accessories on top of the comic book, which was a bad decision. So at the end of the... Oh, this is a gravity... there you go. It's a gravitic equalizer. So you shoot your enemies with it, and they go flying off into space. Gosh, the artwork of this issue is beautiful. Track down a collection that has it. Whatever you got to do, it's just a fantastic issue. But then at the very end, Donatello finds this drawing. Oh, sorry. I'm still zoomed in. I shouldn't be, but it doesn't matter. So he finds this drawing that Kirby has left for him because Kirby has gone off to explore, or he didn't make it out. Kirby ended up stuck in this other dimension. He let Donatello escape. Kirby didn't make it out, but he did throw this drawing through. So anyway, beautifully done. Yeah, it's not a page, but I gotta tell you, I would rather have... I've got some other figures that have come with like pieces of paper, and I'd just as soon not have any more toy paper. I would much rather have a toy notebook. So I'm good with that. I might even put that in Donatello's hand. We've got multiple hands, one of which is sculpted to hold the pencil, and I'm going to have to figure out, because he has to be holding that little pencil, but that little pencil, this is how he makes all of his drawings come to life. He's found this gem from another universe, and he has tied it to his pencil, and that makes all of his drawings come to life. So, you know what? I got to figure out, because that's a critical part of the figure, so I'm going to have to right here see how well this works. I trust that NECA has produced this. Man, that doesn't want to go in. Well enough that he's going to be able to hold it. Oh, wow. Okay. So you can do that. Okay, I like this. They've given, believe it or not, with this little tiny accessory, they've given you options. He can actually hold it like that, which is probably how I'm going to have him on the shelf. And it's in there pretty securely. Like, its friction is good between those two fingers. Or if you need a more secure hold, look at this. He can do that. That is some phenomenal toy engineering right there. NECA, NECA are kings. Look at that. Oh, that's fantastic. I think that's exactly how I'm putting him on the shelf. So let's set him over to the side and look at his little companion here, the first being they encounter in the other universe. Very clearly inspired by Jack Kirby's artwork. This has little ball-jointed hips and little ball-jointed shoulders and a ball-jointed head, and that's all you get, which is fine. This is a pure extra that some toy designer was like, I cannot believe I get to make that little freak from the Donatello issue of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This made somebody's day when they got to work on this. Again, paint, sculpt, everything is just beautiful. I would love to see more creatures from that world, but I just don't know how practical that would be for NECA to pursue. Although, considering some of the characters they've done from the Ninja Turtles animated series, I gotta think it's a possibility. So this thing looks great. I love it. And it's got its little weapon here that is going to require some doing unless it pulls apart. Yeah, that hand is going to have to be, because it's really rigid right now. I'm going to have to heat that hand up to get that weapon in there. Yeah, that one's not going to work, but that's okay. I can mess around with that. So there you go. Kirby and evil little alternate universe demon. Great set. A home run from NECA. Just the fact that they made it is incredible, but the quality is outstanding, and you can tell this was, with having the licensing of Jack Kirby's likeness, you can tell that this meant a lot to NECA and that they took this figure very seriously. I'm thrilled to have it. Thanks for watching. Please like, subscribe, share, tell your friends about Needless Things. Do the notification bell, although Monday through Thursday, 11 a.m., that's when the new videos go up. And until next time, buy what you like. Okay, this may be like the smallest detail I've ever checked back in for, but I realized when I was kind of messing with my final posing for this guy that his arm hair is on the inside, but not only does his forearm rotate, the little sleeve part rotates as well. So you've got like a full range to mess around with. So there you go. You can fix that. No problem at all. Because I'm sure somebody out there watching noticed that on the video and was like, why isn't he talking about the hair being on the inside of his forearms? That's weird. And you're right. I should have caught it earlier, but I caught it now, and there you go. All fixed. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Smash that like button if you like Needless Things.